Welcome to the How Did We Get Here podcast, the show that allows inspiring women from all walks of life a place to tell their story. Follow along every fortnight as we chat about each woman's challenges, life lessons, and words of wisdom that they have picked up along the way. Everything that has led them to being right here and right now. I'm your host, Jess, and from wherever you are in the world, I hope the story you hear today makes you smile, laugh, and maybe even cry a little. I hope it inspires you and fills your cup up just a little bit more, because in this day and age, inspiration and stories are always worth sharing. So grab a coffee or a tea and settle in for today's episode. And welcome back to the How Did We Get Here podcast. Thank you all so much for joining in to today's episode. And for our latest episode, I'm so excited to welcome my fellow teammate, Taylor. Thank you so much for joining me, honey. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. Yeah.
Well, Taylor and I had a little bit of trouble trying to get our time zones linked up for this episode because she had a very last minute decision to travel over to Canada, which is so exciting.
Yeah, the best.
So it's actually Wednesday night over there for her right now.
Yeah. But still very much daytime outside. It's wild.
Oh my God, that's so crazy.
Yeah, it's like almost 9 p.m. and it's proper daytime out there. It's amazing.
That is so cool. That would throw out your body clock a little bit, wouldn't it?
Fully. I think coming back to Australia, I'm going to struggle going back into like winter, like shorter days. But at the moment, I'm just making the most of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, okay. Well, to kick off our episode, I love always starting with this question. So, Tay, if you could summarize yourself or introduce yourself to someone for the first time without saying what you do for work, how would you do that?
I would say I am 33 years young. I am a weird contrast of empathetic and assertive. And I like to think of myself as an optimist, but also a realist. Like how bad can it be kind of person, or where there's a will, there's a way kind of gal.
Yep.
So I think that's kind of it. I think I'm pretty passionate, all the, the usual fitnessy things, but yeah, I think
driven.
Yeah, exactly.
Motivated, like just dedicated. I think you're extremely dedicated to everything that you do.
Yeah, I think so. But you know what? I hate the saying, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Mm-hmm.
I really hate that saying.
Why do you hate it?
There are some things that I will throw myself into. When it comes to like comp prep and stuff like that, I am so disciplined. There is like, there is no ifs or buts. It is what it is. And then there are other things in my life where I'm like, whatever, like it'll be fine. If it's not okay, we'll figure it out kind of thing. So yeah, I think I'm a little bit of both. Very, very disciplined on one side, but also like, it'll be fine on the other side.
Absolutely. I think I have definitely become a lot more like that as I've gotten older. Whereas when I was a lot younger, which is so weird, like I think I'm like aging backwards. Like I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm sort of like, okay, I don't need to be as regimented and like strict with everything that I do, and I'm having a little bit more freedom with my life and my hobbies and my interests. And I think that's definitely a part of growing up and like learning who you are as a person.
Yeah, finding that balance. Like it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to be just this. You can be with little sprinkles of these other things in there as well.
Absolutely.
I think as long as you're happy and you're not hurting anyone, why not?
Exactly. Well, I love that description of you. That's so good. Thank you. Well, getting into sort of the crux of the episode, I want to give my listeners a little bit more of a chance to get to know you and to learn a little bit more about your story and how all of the things that you've learned throughout your life have led you to where you are now. So if you could take us back as far back as you want to in your life, your early years, the sort of fundamental moments and memories and things that have happened to you that have led you to being the person that you are today. Can you sort of give us a bit of background into you?
For sure. I think me and my brothers and sisters, I'm one of 4. So I came from a pretty big family of kids. Mum and dad have always had gyms. So I literally grew up in the industry.
Wow. Yep.
That we were going to end up in the industry somewhere. So myself and both my sisters are in the industry. Yeah, and literally like growing up in a gym, my earliest memories are of us like running around the gym floor and playing on the assisted chin up machine. And we had a rock climbing gym, and we had, all sorts of things that were just like physical activity.
Yep.
And so now there are so many parts of me, or so many things that I learn, or that I'm being taught, that I kind of think like that's kind of common sense, surely, like
Yeah.
I learned it from such a young age that it's like,
It's actually not common sense.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
things that for me were like, yeah, like everyone knows that, of course. So when I first started in the industry, it was one of those things that I had to really be like, okay, you know this because you were
Mhm.
raised literally in a gym.
Yep.
Everyone knows these things. And I think that in itself made me the coach that I am today. Like
Mhm.
growing up in the industry and having, I think my dad really shaped the fitness side of me and the training side of me, and my mum really shaped the business side and probably the nutrition side. Saying things when we were kids like, you have to have something green on your plate. Like
Oh,
when
I
we're
love that.
organizing dinner, yeah, you have to
Yep.
have something green on your plate. So there has to be some sort of vegetable matter.
Mhm.
And they were really big on us choosing our meals.
Wow,
Um,
that's really cool.
yeah. So like, well, plating up for ourselves and like eating for ourselves. Cause I think such a big thing with nutrition is you learn from such a young age, and it kind of is ingrained in you. And so
Mhm.
quite often when people get older, they just eat what they always have eaten because that's just what you have for dinner.
Yep.
Whereas when you start being fed outside of your normal box, it really kind of opens your eyes to things. So I think we were lucky as kids because mum kind of and dad really let us kind of figure out what we wanted and like how much of things was good for us. And it was all about like portion control, but also like teaching us pretty early about vegetables and
Yeah,
fiber.
and good nutrition. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, like stuff that for us was like common sense, that's just what you do. This is a balanced meal is
Yep.
maybe not so common sense for,
A
90% of
lot
the
of
population.
yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of people.
And I think one thing that has always stuck with me from my mum is she always said, no one is responsible for your happiness but you. You are in
Oh,
charge of your happiness.
yes.
Yeah, and it's one thing that I say to my clients a lot is like, you are responsible for your happiness and for your health. No one else is gonna, change that for you. No one else is going to rescue
Look
you.
after that for you.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. You have to be the person that kind of takes that and runs with it.
And
Um,
you almost also have no one else to blame.
Absolutely.
But talking about it now as adults in this context, not as
Yeah,
children, like
that's true.
this is when I say that, I mean as adults,
Yeah,
you have really no one else to blame but yourself. If you came from a family where you weren't really taught much about nutrition, you weren't taught about, portion control, vegetables, fiber, all things like that, I think it's your responsibility as an adult to
absolutely.
teach yourself and to find out more about that. Like,
Yeah,
don't just blame, oh, well, I never knew.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I
No
mean?
one's ready. It's like we'll learn
Mm.
about it then. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in that as well. Like you are responsible for your adult self,
Yep.
for the trauma that you have, for the learned behavior that you have, for anything like that. Like no one is coming to rescue you. You have to be the
Hmm.
one that kind of fixes this. So yeah, absolutely. You have to teach yourself or educate yourself enough around that if you haven't been lucky enough to, grow up in the environment that I grew up in.
Yep.
And then as far as like sporting things go, we were the same as like so many bodybuilders is we played all the sports. I am not a team sport player.
Hmm.
I played all of them: volleyball, netball, soccer, all the things. I remember playing in a soccer team and we were undefeated for 3 years. And I
Yep.
reckon I touched the ball probably like 3 times in
Oh
the
my
whole
god.
time. The rest of the girls were so good. And I'm just not, I
You're
don't
like,
like pressure.
meh.
Like,
Yeah.
don't give me the ball. I'm going to fuck it up. Like, please.
Just
So,
go away.
yeah, you guys are great. You keep doing what you're doing. I'll be here, just like number one fan, but like, please don't.
Woo.
Yeah. And I think that's how I kind of ended up in bodybuilding. I like
Okay.
being in the gym. If I'm training myself, if I'm competing, I've got no one to let down but myself. And now
Yep.
Jack a little bit too, I think.
Mm. Sorry,
Yeah.
James.
But yeah, I feel like that we were so blessed as kids to grow up in the life that we had. Mum and dad were very much like encouraged us to play the sports and to do the things and to eat well, and they would educate us in any way around that they could. And then they also encouraged us to travel.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
so good.
yeah, and I think it is such a huge thing for people in their early 20s and really whenever, like, go traveling. There's never a bad time, but
Mm.
you learn so much about yourself. And
Yep.
I think that was such a big thing of making me who I am now, is all of the,
Traveling.
yeah, the learning experiences where you're on your own in Germany, you're on the wrong bus, or you're sleeping in an airport, or whatever, and it's character building for sure.
Yeah, 100%. So how old are you when you first traveled overseas? Yep.
20, yeah, I went
Where'd you
for
go?
4 months. Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah,
That's a
which was
big
unreal.
trip for your first one.
It was for the first one, and I remember just like going, and because my older sister had been before, and she was like, "When you get over there, Taz, it's a free for all. You're gonna love it. Like it's easy once you're there." And it was. You get over there and you make it work. Like you don't really have
Mhm.
a choice. And then I came back to Australia and I applied for work all over Europe because we have a
Mhm.
British passport. Because my mum is a POM, yeah, a UK.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and back then when England was part of the EU, it was like a golden ticket. Like you
Yep.
could go wherever, you didn't need a visa or anything. And so I came back to Australia, applied for work, got a job in Greece, and I ended up over there for almost 4 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's my dream. Whereabouts in Greece did you work?
EOS.
Oh.
Yeah, little party island,
Oh
and
my God. What did you do over there?
I actually worked for water sports.
That's cool.
Just like the dream, like in a bikini all day, working on the beach, partying all night, and then you get up and you come to work again. And it was honestly, I look back at that part of my life, I'm like, whoa, like what?
How awesome.
Yeah, how did I manage that? Like, that's the best. Yeah,
I guess that was sort of like the perfect time for you in like your early 20s to
yeah,
be able to live that sort of life.
for sure. Yeah, like no responsibilities. Why not? And then my
Yeah.
boss from there took me to Sweden, and then we went back to Greece, then we went to Austria, and it was just like this, gypsy lifestyle. It was unreal.
For 4 years you did that?
Yeah.
That's wild.
But to be fair, when I ate and I drank and I did all of the things just as you should when you're overseas, like make the most of it.
Yep.
But when I came home, I was just like a jelly baby. Like, I'd put on so much weight while I was traveling, and
Mhm.
I would not change a single thing about it.
Yep.
Like it's worth it. You can
Yep.
whatever when you get home. But I think that for me, when I got back to Australia, was like, okay, I got
Shit.
it. Yeah, I got to do something here. And that's actually in my last year of travel is when I actually got qualified. I got my PT certificates and stuff. So
Nice. Yeah.
yeah.
So I was going to ask, before you went overseas, were you doing anything else for work? Like once you finished school?
I went to uni. I was doing
Yep.
a teaching degree, which
Oh my
was,
God. That's
yeah,
like me.
yeah, English literatures.
What?
Not, yeah. So not for me. And
That's crazy.
I got to the end of my second year and a bunch of my friends were graduating and getting into teaching. And one of them
Mhm.
was like, I hate it. And I was like, oh my God, what if I study for another year or 2 years or whatever, and I get into the workforce and I hate it? And I was like, okay, I'm going to go traveling. I'll come back and I'll go back to uni. And that just like
Yep.
never happened. And we actually had work, me and both my sisters and my brother had work at Jamboree Action Park. I
Oh,
don't know if you
cool.
know it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know Jamboree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like lifeguards.
Yeah.
So I worked
Cute.
there for the summer and saved all my money and went overseas.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So then, yeah, so you were doing that for 4 years. And then did you study online, like while you were still working overseas? Yeah.
Yeah. So all my online stuff and then all of the practical component I could just do with my parents. So
Yeah.
my mum and dad signed
Perfect.
me off on all of my stuff. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Yeah. She did.
She's
And
competent.
I feel like they were probably more harsh than like
Oh,
anyone.
yeah, they would have been. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, do it again. My dad just being like hopeless. I'm like, Dad, I just need to film this video, and him being like, do it again. Like, it's like, okay.
Or him purposefully doing something wrong with the
Yeah,
technique.
yeah.
Yep.
Or mum in the health questionnaire, I remember her being like, I was like, just answer the questions. I just have to do the video and send it in. And she's like, oh, but imagine if my heart rate was really high. I'm like, no, Mum, you're healthy and fine. Like, what is my blood? Oh, my blood pressure. Oh, I'm a bit dizzy. I'm like, no, Mum, you're healthy and you're fine.
Oh, that's so good. They just want you to be the best coach that you could be. They were setting you up for success.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so good. My goodness. Okay, so then after you finished your studying, did you start working for your parents at their gym?
Yeah, only very briefly. I was with Mum and Dad for probably 6 months. And then
Mm-hmm.
my sister and I opened a studio in Wollongong. So my
Mm-hmm.
older sister is a yoga teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So she was doing like the yoga side of things. I was doing the strength, we'll call it, side of
Yeah.
things. But in those days, it was like pump classes, step classes, booty
Yep.
builders, all of that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And for about 18 months, I taught 18 classes a week.
What the fuck?
There was days where I was teaching like 4 classes. I'd do a 6 a.m. and a 7 a.m. and then I'd have like time off in the day, and then I would teach again at 5:45, 6:45. Yeah.
Oh
For
my God.
Yeah, I was tiny. I was like 50, I don't know, 6 kilos or something. And right now I would maintain at like, I don't know, 68, something like that.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah, I was a small human. Yeah.
Holy shit. So that was just so much high intensity. So then how did you find yourself in the bodybuilding space from there?
Well, at the end so we ended up closing that studio and I opened Base, which I then had for 6 years, which I have
Yep.
only just sold at the beginning of this year. It's the most heart-wrenching thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
But that was more a gym,
Yeah.
heavy weights, that sort of thing. And I
Mhm.
have always really liked that style of training. I was just never that good at it. And I found Hattie Boydell. I feel
Yeah.
like she's
The
the
queen.
exactly,
Oh my
right?
God.
Yeah.
Just love her to death.
Yeah.
And literally the nicest person in the world.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah.
So found her on Instagram and I was like, whoa,
Yep.
like who is this woman? Like she's
Same.
unreal. Yeah. And I feel like people are still doing that now. Like she
Yeah.
will always be the queen of fitness, Hattie.
Yeah.
And like you say, she is just such a beautiful human. She's
Mm-hmm.
so lovely and kind and warm and just like, and I actually joined the sports model project, so she coached me for a little while.
Oh,
And
that's so cool.
yeah, after a while, I think it was more the thing that pushed me into bodybuilding was other people basically being like, "Do you compete? Do you compete? Like, when are you
Yep.
competing? When are you going to compete?" And I was really like, "No, not for me. Like that's not my personality at all. Like, I'm happy just doing me."
Yep.
And then it was kind of around COVID time where I was like, you know what?
Fuck it.
Yeah,
Why not? Yep.
fuck it. Like, why not? Let's see what happens. So I prepped twice. Both of them got cancelled because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And the third show I did, yeah, it was not too bad. I came fourth, I think, in the first one. And then
Mm-hmm.
after I was like, I actually love it. I just love show day. And I was nervous, I guess, a bit apprehensive to see like what show day was going to be like. And that
Yep.
would kind of be the thing that determined if I ever did it again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do I actually enjoy being on stage or am I just going to be terrified the whole time?
Yep.
And, you would know what comp day is like. It's unreal.
Oh, it's the best. It is
yeah.
literally the best day ever.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what the outcome is, always, it's just, that's, a lot of the time, that's what gets me through prep.
Yeah, knowing that that's at the other end.
Yeah. Like, I enjoy it so much.
Me too. Yeah. And also, like, just the friends, like, some of the girls that I met in that first comp, I'm still really good friends with now.
That's so good.
Like, yeah, the community I think that they create is unreal.
Unreal. Yeah, definitely. Who prepped you for your first show?
Just myself. Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, I was just kind of like, let's just see what happens. Like, how hard can it be? That's what I mean. Like, I'm such a how hard can it be kind of person. And to be fair,
yeah,
it was challenging. Yeah.
I feel like I would be so hard on myself.
Yeah, I think if anything, I was a little bit naive as to like how lean I actually had to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never even seen a comp yet. So the first comp I ever actually saw, I was in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that FMG?
Well, WBFF at the time.
Yeah, back then. Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah, if anything, I think how naive I was kind of made it easy because I really wasn't that stressed. I was just kind of like winging it and seeing what happened.
Yeah. You didn't really have much pressure to put on yourself because you just sort of went in and was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. The second time I competed, I was coached by Ali Gowans, and I felt so much pressure in that show because, and I know it comes from a good place, I'm sure you've had it as well, where people are like, you're going to win. You're going to win, and they're so supportive and they're so lovely, but you're kind of like, please stop saying that.
Yeah. And you're like, please stop telling me that because I already put so much pressure on myself that if I don't meet that expectation on show day, I'm going to be disappointed because then I felt like I've let everybody else down.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I hate it.
I went into that second show just like, oh God, and then I did win, thank God. But, the pressure that comes from that. So, I always say to people, don't tell her she's going to win. You can think she's going to win, but don't tell her that until afterwards. Like,
yeah. And just be supportive. Just be there to like watch the transformation and, be there on show day or like message on show day,
Yeah.
So then,
another way.
Absolutely. How did you find James? How did you get into coaching with James? Yeah.
Um, so after I left Ali, I was not coached by anyone for a long time. And then when I decided I was going to compete again and I wanted another coach, I actually researched a whole heap of people. So looked online, and then I was just finding clients of James that he like was already working with that I really liked their physique, or I liked their training style, or anything like that. And I actually spoke to a bunch of his clients, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
stalked him a little bit, added him on Instagram, did the whole like,
Same.
yeah, right. I feel like it's the way to go.
Absolutely, because you want like a current client's or a past client's personal experience of
Yeah,
working with that coach.
yeah. Well, there were even past clients that were like, highly recommend.
Yeah.
Can't fault him. Like I left him because of this reason or that reason. Whatever the reason is.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I did all of that, and then I can't really remember how it came about. I messaged him on Instagram, and I was kind of like, "Hey, like, do you have time for a consult call?" We had a bit of a chat on Instagram first, then we got on the call, and pretty much just halfway through that call, I was like, "I'm doing it. Like, this
Yep.
just like sign me up already." And then I actually in that consult call was like, "Hey, I have my boobs done in like a month." So he was like, "Okay, cool." Like,
Great.
yeah,
Throw a spanner in the works.
exactly. Like, I'll be your client for like 3 days. And then, bless his cotton socks, I started with him on like the 3rd of January or something. I'd been his client for maybe 3 days. And
Mm-hmm.
he texted me just to be like, "Hey, how you going? How you finding everything?" And I was struggling with some, family shit at the time. And he called me to see if I was okay. And I burst into tears. And I was like, is that the fastest anyone has ever cried? Like, I've been a client for 3 days and this poor man is already counseling me. I was like, oh, Taylor,
Yeah.
like, pull yourself. This poor man.
I definitely think that that is such a testament to him as a person
Yeah.
and as a coach,
Yeah.
because it takes such a special type of person to be able to be that empathetic ear to listen
Yeah.
and to just be there for
Yeah.
you.
Sure. Yeah.
And yeah, he's definitely become like my big brother
Yeah.
over the last like 3 years that we've been coaching together. And I swear to God, I tell him all the time, I'm like, you will never get rid of me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm in this for life, bro.
Yeah. I hope you're stuck with me. I
Yeah.
feel like if he could survive that first week of me just being like an emotional roller coaster and me being like, by the way, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a keeper. We can keep him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think as well, once you find a coach whose coaching style works really well with you,
Yeah,
I find it's just a no-brainer that you work
for
really, really
sure.
well together.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things I like about James and his coaching is he really like he's very data driven as well. And I like
Same.
that.
Yeah.
I like the spreadsheets. I like and he's constantly adding to them. Like, where
I
are we
know, right? I'm about to get my new one next week. I'm like, bro, another one? Are you
Yeah,
what?
not finished with the old one yet. But he's like very data driven, but also, he kind of grows with your body or adapts with your body. Like my prep
Yeah.
last year is so, so different to my prep this year. And the
Mm-hmm.
way my body is responding this year is totally different to last year. So
Yep.
it's like, okay, we learned from what happened last year and, these are the changes we've made and this is what we're going to implement instead. And he just like kind of rolls with things. But one of the things I love about him, probably more so than anything, is you can message him and be like, hey, my hip is sore. And straight away he's like, do this, do this, do this, stop doing this. And then the
Yep.
next day you're like, oh, okay, yeah, fixed, thanks.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
He's just like he's like an encyclopedia of
Yeah.
so much knowledge that I'm like, where do you store it all?
Yeah.
Like in that brain of yours? Like, how?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely a problem solver.
Oh, for sure.
He's a problem solver, and I really, really respect and admire that about him as a coach. And I look up to him like a mentor
Yeah.
so much with
Yeah.
not only my coaching, but just as a person as well. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Sure. I
definitely.
think like value wise, moral wise, and I say this to him all the time, like the team he has created, I think
Oh,
is really beautiful. And compared to like other teams that I have been part of in the past, insane.
yeah,
Like on show day, whether you are competing or whether you're there watching, or if someone's competing in another country, there's always support from the team. And like everyone is just so lovely and wants you to do well, regardless of if they've never met you before.
yep.
I think it's so nice, and I think that is testament to him. Like your vibe attracts your tribe, and I think his team is really beautiful.
Absolutely. And I feel so honored to be a part of that.
Yeah, me too. I really do.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is nice as well, like to have teammates or clients that want to be part of your team and like feel
Yeah.
like a bit of an honor is, I think, really nice.
Absolutely. It's very
Yeah,
special. And I think it's a little bit rare sometimes in this day and age with the bodybuilding industry.
yeah,
I feel like there's, and again, I could be completely wrong here, but I think there's sometimes a little bit of like tension or, like I just find that sometimes some teams aren't as close
yeah. There's
as what ours
playing
is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
Which I think makes it extra special.
Yeah, yeah. Nice for us.
Yeah. Just for us.
Yeah, yeah,
So going into now, obviously for all of our listeners, Tay is a coach. She owned her own gym, and now has just moved completely online. And for you with your work, how has your job sort of evolved over the years from being that PT who was doing the classes
yeah.
to being on the floor with your clients face to face and now being online? How has that evolution of you as a coach and as a business owner sort of happened, and what have you kind of learned along the way?
Obviously I went from the group fitness, and when with base, the gym, my clients kind of evolved with me. So when I first started the gym, it was still the group fitness vibe, the cardio, the high intensity, the, workouts that were random and, burpees and all that sort of stuff. And then as I got more into the strength training, everyone else kind of followed.
Yep.
And it was kind of like, this is, and I think that kind of is how I grew. But I value my time in the gym so much because that time on the gym floor is invaluable. Like, it's priceless. You learn so much about coaching and about cueing and about how this works for one person, but it doesn't really work for that person. And,
Yes.
like teaching a pump class and you're doing a deadlift for 30 people, if the cues that you give work for these people but not for those people, you have like 8 counts to think of another cue and to help that person.
Yep.
And then you're on to something else. So you've got to think fast. You've got to have a range of cues that are going to work for different people, yet learn so easily and so quickly that everyone's bodies are so unique. What feels good for one person is physically not possible for another person. And I think now there are a lot of coaches who miss the in-person stage and they go straight online, and
That's
it's
what I was about to say. Yep.
such a rookie move,
Yep. I
like
feel like you miss out on so
yeah,
much fundamental learning as a coach when you skip that part. Like I've been running my business only for about almost 4 years now, and I'm still face to face because I do not feel like I've learnt everything or nearly enough doing face to face just yet to move mine online completely. Like I love doing face to face for that reason, because I love being able to figure out problems, like solutions to clients' problems in terms of technique and form. And I think, it's such a lost thing in the fitness industry, in the coaching industry at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. It is crazy. And it is, like you say, it's fundamental. There are things that you learn on the gym floor that you're not going to learn online. Yeah, I think it's that for me, I'm so grateful for that time. And I think one thing that you always notice with coaches is you will have coaches like James, who knows so much, who is constantly like, I need to be learning more. I need to be learning more. And then you have a coach that's like 6 months into the industry and they're like, I know everything.
Oh my God.
I've done my cert 3 and 4. You're like, oh Jesus, like, come on. And I think the more you learn and the more rooms you sit in with minds that are just like phenomenal in the industry, the more you realize you don't know anything yet.
No.
I love going to seminars or workshops and things like that, and just realizing that you are this tiny little fish in this huge pond. And I feel really lucky to have had the gym because of that. It taught me so much, and it certainly helped me evolve as a coach for sure.
Definitely. I always tell my clients, I don't know everything. I don't know everything, and I will never claim to know everything. And if I don't know something, I will always go and find out what the answer is. I will go look at other resources. I will speak to other coaches. I pick James' brain all the time.
Yeah.
Like I ask him, I'm like, James, I have a problem. I don't know what the answer is. Please help me. And he's straight away, like, he'll give me some, answers, or he'll sort of like steer me in the right direction in terms of like where to look or where to go and do some research or something like that. So I completely agree with you.
Yeah, I
Like
think
if the coach is not willing to evolve with the education that is evolving,
yeah, you get left
you'll get
behind.
100%.
Yeah, yeah. One of the best pieces of advice I think I got when I first started was don't be afraid to say I don't know.
Yep.
Like so often coaches, someone will come and be like, "Oh, my knee hurts. What do I do?" And coach will be like, we're going to stop squatting and it's like, just say you're not sure. Let me find out, how I can help you and then come back because your client is going to appreciate a confident answer
Yep.
that is right rather than you just like, "Oh, I don't know, like let me try and fuck around here and
Figure it out. Yeah.
exactly, yeah."
Yep.
So, yeah, for
No,
sure.
I agree. You're doing prescript at the moment?
Yeah.
Excellent. How are you
Yeah.
finding that?
I'm loving it.
Mm.
I really enjoy it. I think they're, obviously the same sort of caliber as James and just like so many of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
And just the way they do it, where there are multiple lectures on the same thing, but different teaching styles. Like
Yeah.
everyone learns so differently that it's nice to be able to listen to one and go, okay, I did not get that from this lecture.
Mm-hmm.
But them together is amazing. And then obviously you have the textbook and it's nice in some of the lectures because I'll hear things and I'll be like, oh my, okay, I knew that. I knew I got this. And then other lectures, I'm like, whoa, like
That's just like, what?
yeah,
Yeah.
blow my mind right now. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's unreal. I'm really enjoying it.
That's so good. It's definitely on my list of things to do.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the new year, it's on my cards to want to do once I sort of settle in Brisbane because I'm moving from Sydney.
Oh no way!
Yeah,
The Sunshine State.
I know.
Welcome.
I'm so excited. I'm so
In the
excited.
team.
I tell James all the time, I'm like, I'm moving closer.
Yeah.
We're going to be neighbors. I was like, that means I can see you in person when I prep.
Yeah. It's like, hey.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to do a prescript course. So
Yeah, highly recommend. Yeah.
excellent. That's so good. Okay, well, I love hearing your piece of advice for coaches and business. What about business owning? So, what are some of your biggest takes on owning a business? Because for me, like you sort of grew up with it with your parents. I was a high school teacher before I became a coach.
All right.
Yeah, that's why when you said that before, I was like, same.
Yeah.
But I was in the industry for 5 years.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I sort of had to learn all the business stuff on my own. So,
Yeah.
what would be some of your biggest takeaways for, let's say, coaches wanting to move into business and do all of that?
I think I would find a mentor straight
Mm-hmm.
away. Find someone, not even necessarily a business coach, but a coach who
Mm-hmm.
can say like, these are the systems I use. This is what I did. Because when I started the gym, I had mum
Yeah.
who has obviously run her own business, her own gyms for 40 years. So she knew, insurances and things like that. So it wasn't even necessarily a business coach, but someone who has done what you want to do before, I think is a really big one. And then just be willing to fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid of like it going wrong or like embarrassing yourself. And, Instagram is such a big selling point for people now. I know when I first started like talking on my stories and stuff, I was so self-conscious.
Yep.
I re-record things and I was like, oh, this big stress. And now I'm just like, whatever, it's online. Like,
Yeah, it's
what it
fine.
is. Yeah. And then just like be true to who you are and what you want your business to represent.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never want to get to the point where you look back and you think, oh, why did I do that? Like,
Yeah.
it
Not
was
really aligned with the type of business that I want to have.
exactly. Yeah.
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 Okay. Interesting. That's good.
Yeah.
That's some really, really good piece of advice. I definitely, like I said, I definitely see James as a mentor to me.
Yeah.
And he has been a mentor from the get-go. So yeah, that's always been really good. I had a little question. It's not one of the ones that I've written down, but I thought it would be really interesting to ask you. If you hadn't gotten into coaching or owning a gym, what other job do you think you would be doing?
Oh,
Like, let's leave teaching out. Like, that didn't happen.
I
So,
honestly wouldn't be teaching.
yeah.
Definitely not teaching because I don't have the patience for it. Like, thank God I end up. Sometimes some of my members or my clients will be like, yeah, that our teachers tell me about their day. And I'm like, Jesus, I'm so glad I
It
didn't
was
end
a
up.
lot.
Yeah, there's no way. I take my hat off to you because your patience is like, unreal.
Yeah.
What would I be doing if I wasn't coaching?
Anything in sports, do you think? Would you have gone down that road?
Yeah, maybe something like a physiotherapy type role or
Yep.
like something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, like my younger sister, who I'm visiting here in Canada, she does rehab work. Like she's an exercise physiologist for a not-for-profit cancer organization. Yeah,
Oh my god, that's amazing.
it is. She does unreal work, but you know what? I don't know. I couldn't work in that field because the emotional.
I would
I'm
cry every single day.
that yeah, it would break me, knowing that my clients were sick or whatever. I couldn't do that. So I
Yeah.
take my hat off to her and anyone else in a role like that.
Mhm.
But some sort of physio, yeah, or like massage therapist or something like that, I wouldn't mind. Or to be honest, something maybe in hospitality.
Okay.
Totally left field. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
I don't
something
know.
fun and sort of like
Yeah, kind of
completely
like a little
different.
exotic maybe in
Yep.
like a restaurant, like or something like that.
That would
Yeah,
be fun. I did that. I worked at an RSL club while I was studying at uni.
yeah,
And that was some of the best like job years of my life. Like I
yeah,
worked at reception, I worked on the cocktail bar, I was working in the pokies. I learned so much about myself and about people
yeah,
and like being such a people person and like, adapting to different types of people. And I think it was a
yeah,
really good segue for me into teaching and then into coaching. So
yeah,
yeah, it was fun. So
yeah.
okay, well, I want to know a little bit more about your siblings and like your family dynamic. So you said obviously we know a little bit about your younger sister. Tell me a little bit more about your other siblings.
My older sister is a yoga teacher. She owns a yoga and Pilates studio back in my hometown.
Mhm.
And it's funny because the three of us girls, we look very similar.
Mhm.
Some people think we're triplets. Some people think we're twins. Some
Yep.
people don't even know we're related. But we're all so different.
Mm.
Even in the way we train and the way we are, and just us as humans, we are all very, very different. My older sister is very like, whatever happens, happens. She just kind of going with it. A bit of a
Type B.
free spirit. Yeah, just rolling with it. And then my younger sister, obviously, like living here in Canada, engaged, like having a baby, doing all of the things. And then my little brother, who, to be honest, most people don't even know I have a brother. It always surprises people.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, and him and I are very similar in lots of ways, I think. But he is, 28, I think,
Mhm.
and just kind of like also very chill. Like nothing phases my little brother,
Mhm.
nothing at all. He is very, very chill. Rides motorbikes. At the moment, he's in Romania building motorbike tracks. Yeah,
What?
yeah,
That
yeah. He
is
does.
the coolest thing I have ever heard. What do you mean?
Yeah. So he just kind of like cruises around, and then when he's back in Australia, he does concrete polishing, which pays him well. So then he just like goes again.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is really
Uh,
cool. It
so
sounds
different.
from an outside looking in, it seems like your parents did such a great job in instilling a lot of life
Oh
and
yeah,
adventure into
yeah,
you kids. And that is such a great thing to hear and see. And like, yeah, that's just so amazing.
yeah. We had a great childhood. Honestly, I can't fault it. We were very, very lucky.
What
Yeah.
were some of your favorite sort of childhood memories?
Oh my god, so
Apart from
many.
the gym, outside of the gym.
Outside of the gym, we had a fireman's pole in our house. So we had this like, yeah, my dad will build things,
I feel
and
like
this
your dad is such a character.
yeah,
Yeah.
my dad, bless him, has been with me to all of my shows. Like if you've ever seen me
Oh,
competing anywhere, dad is like right by my side. Came to Texas, came to London, came to Vegas, like all of the things. He's like right there with me. But yeah,
that sounds
he
like my dad. My dad has
oh
come to
yes,
every single show.
yeah,
Apart from the one in Miami. No one came with me to Miami. That was years ago though, but
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, right by my side. I love it. It's, the cutest thing ever. But mum went to work one day, went to the gym, and dad put a fireman's pole from our top floor into like the middle floor of our house in Queanbeyan. And it was like right up against the wall. So we could just run up the stairs and then down the fireman's pole. And that was probably one of like the highlights of my life. Like,
That is so good.
yeah, but just like weird, I guess quirky things like that, where when you tell, like for us, it was kind of normal, but you talk to people and they're like, what?
What do you mean?
What do you mean you had a fireman's pole in your house? And then, yeah, motorbikes where we would go camping and out in the middle of nowhere and all like just all the things. Like you say, very, very active, very free. Um,
Mm.
you know, they kind of just supported us in whatever we wanted to do. And yeah.
That's
Um,
amazing. That makes me so happy. Like I love hearing stories about that, and just like
yeah.
the way that those types of parents bring up their kids. Like, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. They did good.
That's so good. I want to meet your parents one day now and be like,
Yeah.
you guys did a good job.
Yeah. They'll be around, I'm sure.
All right. Well, moving into sort of the end part of our episode, I want to ask you a couple of questions just about like little things in life that bring you the most joy. So, you are an avid handstand queen. There was a period of time where you and I were both doing it on our stories right about the same time, because I was like, you know what? I want to get back into doing handstands because
Yeah.
of you. So, what are some of the things in life that bring you the most joy?
Handstands is actually one of them. I find them so therapeutic.
Mm.
I don't know why. I don't know what it is about. I don't know if it's because you have to concentrate just on one thing for 5 seconds and my brain can like kind of chill for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do weirdly enjoy handstands. I bet James was hating that every second of
Yep.
like, please don't hurt yourself.
Yeah,
Please
and
don't.
then because he had you doing it, and then I started doing it, it's like,
Yeah.
Jess, for fuck's sake, like really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have to train my delts anymore. Um, what else? I honestly, some of the things that I just like love more than anything, I'm definitely a people or like a memory kind of girl.
Mm.
I like being with my people. So seeing people that you care about happy is just like the best thing ever for me. Like, and that's why one of the reasons that coming here to see Con was so important to me is like, this is such a big time of her life. And like to be able to be here with her for that is, you know, so nice. And I feel like rather than, you know, specific things or things that I'm doing necessarily on my own, just whenever I'm with,
Your people.
yeah, my people, yeah, like my
Mm.
friends, my loved ones, like, you know, I used to leave the gym sometimes when I had like this chat with everyone and I would like close the roller doors and turn the music off and I would just like my cheeks would hurt from smiling and I'd been laughing all afternoon and I would just think, I can't believe I just got paid for that. You know,
Yeah.
and the girls and it's so nice and like even things like that. You know, those are the things that just bring me so much joy and like just seeing the people that you love happy
Mm.
is, you know, like what's better than that?
Absolutely. What about some little things that you do like each day that bring you joy? Like in terms
Oh,
of your
morning walk.
routine? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big one, and it is such like an underrated thing. Like go
Mm.
for a walk, put
Mhm.
a podcast in or your headphones or like nothing at all, and just like walk on your own. I find it so therapeutic, and um, like I can listen to the same playlist over and over and over and over again, and not even realize that I'm doing it. But yeah, walking, and honestly, as cliche as it sounds, just training.
Yeah.
It's that's therapeutic for a lot of us, but it really is. You know, it feels so nice and you kind of in your happy place and um yeah, and then my Ninja Creamy.
Oh yeah, we love a Ninja Creamy.
It
For
feels
me,
like
mine's definitely a coffee first thing in the morning. That
yeah, you see, oh,
I love my
beautiful.
coffee. First thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's never I only just started drinking coffee last year in my prep.
Mhm.
Until then I didn't never drank coffee. And now I drink it a little bit, but it's certainly not something that I need.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be happy not to have it. But yeah, morning walk or morning movement, I
Yeah.
think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think if you start your day off moving, the rest of your day just sort of feels better.
It flows, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
agree.
just gets you in such a better mindset rather than just be like, I've got to get straight into work or I've got to get straight into, appointments or whatever else it is that you're doing for the day. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I think moving your body first thing in the morning definitely just sets you up for such a good day.
yeah, for sure. I agree.
Well, my last little question does have to do with tying back to your childhood and what piece of advice you would give now to younger you. What would that be?
Would probably tell her just to trust that everything is gonna be okay, because I know that there are certainly times in life where you are lost. I know I have been,
Mm.
you know, and worried, and even now, I feel like there are things that happen where I think, "Oh, fuck, like, am I making the right decision? Like, is this the right choice?" Like leaving uni, going overseas on my own, starting my own business, closing my own business, moving to the
Mm.
Gold Coast, and I think the best thing that you can do is just trust that it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
If it's not okay, it's not the end. Like, you'll be fine.
I was just about to say that too. Even if it's not okay in the end, it's not the end. Like, that's
Yeah,
not it.
yeah. Was that saying? It's like it'll all be okay in the end, and if it's not okay, it's not the end.
Yeah,
Something like that. And it's
absolutely.
true. Yeah.
Definitely. And I think that applies to just a lot of things in life. Like, not even just, like, literally everything that could happen to you in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh
It'll all
my
be okay eventually.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much, honey. I really, really appreciate you jumping on.
Yeah.
So the next time we're going to sort of touch base, you're going to be, so you're in prep at the moment. When's your next show?
So we are at the moment aiming for Vegas in November,
Oh my
and
God.
go in December. Yeah. So we'll see.
That is so exciting.
It feels like a long way off, but I'm excited. Yeah.
It's 3 months away.
It creeps up real
Like,
fast.
we're literally in August next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
well, you're already looking so incredible, and
Thank
I love watching you prep. I love watching your journey and just seeing how James gets you to stage, and just you are such an athlete that I admire so
you.
much. Like, so much. I don't think I've actually said that to you in person or like said it to you, but I really really admire you
Thank
a
you.
lot.
The feeling is mutual.
Oh, thanks, darling. I feel like I'm still such a baby in the bodybuilding industry. Like, I know that
Like, how
sounds,
lucky.
yeah,
Yeah, how good.
yeah. I feel like every single time I prep, I feel like I'm just prepping for the first time,
Yeah.
if that
That's
makes
exciting
sense.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, okay, I have one more question. What would be some of your pieces of advice for someone who is getting into bodybuilding for the first time? Like, what's some things that you wish you knew? Like, I know I have a whole list of things that I wish I knew about before I started prep.
Um, hire a coach, obviously, is the first one.
Yeah.
Get someone that actually knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Routine is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure your routine is down pat. Make sure you're doing it for the right reasons.
I think that's a big one.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are like, I will love myself when. I'm going to
Mm.
love my body so much when. It's like,
Yeah.
no, if you don't love your body now, if you don't love your off season, if you don't, like who you are on the inside, but comp prep is not going to save you. It's,
It's
if
not
anything,
going to
it's
fix
just gonna
that.
be worse. Yeah. And then just be prepared for it to fucking suck,
Yeah.
because there
It's
are going
good.
to be times where it's brutal. And honestly, probably the biggest piece of advice I have for actual comp prep is your mindset will dictate everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything. If you wake up in the morning and you tell yourself you're going to be tired,
You're going to be tired.
yeah.
Mm.
If you can get up and go, all right, how lucky am I? Like, a new day, like I get to prep today, then, the prep will feel nice. So, like, everything is in here.
And I think as well, like, a really big thing for me that I learnt along the way is no one's forcing you to do this.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
again, it comes back to your own sense of accountability for yourself and holding yourself to those standards of no one's forcing you to do this. No one's holding a gun to your head. You are doing this for you. And again, it goes back to what you said. If your reasons aren't right for wanting to do the show, you won't make it to the end.
Yeah, it'll be brutal. And if you do make it to the end, post show will be savage.
So bad.
Yeah.
So bad. I think as well, one of my biggest piece of advice would be to be prepared and make sure that you have a game plan for post show.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
not just obviously with your coach, but with yourself. Like, again, I think that also comes with time. Like, the more times that you prep and you learn a little bit more about yourself and about your body and how you adapt to post show.
Yeah.
But like, it's never going to be perfect, but at least have something planned for it.
I think having a plan in place is always a good idea, but also almost having like an exit strategy of like, okay, when the plan doesn't go to plan,
Mm-hmm.
or when I'm not as compliant as I thought I was going to be, what do I do? Who are my people? Who can I talk to? Reach out to the other pros, reach out to professionals, really, because your friends and family will be amazing. And regardless of how supportive they are, they don't know what you're going through.
Yeah.
And you cannot explain to a first-time competitor or to someone that has never competed how challenging post-show is.
Yeah.
Like, I remember talking to one of the girls who competed in the Sydney show this year. And before the comp, I was like, you know, reach out to me if you need me. And she was like, oh, I'm going to be fine. You know, my relationship with food is good. I love my body. I love myself. It's going to be good. And then post show, I was like, are you okay? And she was like, no, I'm not okay. And I was like, okay, let's chat.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Let's break this down. So nothing can prepare you for post show until you are there, and just making sure that you have a support network and, you know, people that can professionally help you, I think is really important.
Definitely. And don't be ashamed to ask for help.
Oh, absolutely.
Like there is absolutely no shame in needing extra support post show.
For sure. Yeah, everyone goes through it. Like post show blues, literally there's no one who competes that gets through that without it. So anyone that tells you otherwise is lying.
Absolutely. 100%. They're lying.
Yeah, I will not believe it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I feel like I've picked your brains enough today. Thank you so much again for joining me, Tay. Honestly, it just meant the world to me that you said yes to being on the show. And thank you to everyone who tunes in and listens to my episodes. Like, sometimes I have a bit of imposter syndrome with this podcast, but I love doing it. Like, this show brings me so much joy. Like, being able to sit down with amazing women who I find inspiring just makes me so happy. And if I have 10 people listening, that's great for me. Like, I don't care. Yeah. So thank you.
Pleasure. Anytime.
Alrighty, well, if you guys haven't already, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so I can continue on with this little passion project of mine. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.